Yeah. I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat.
Great googly moogly. What is going on out there, everybody? My name is Sean Carrier. Thank you for tuning in to Bet Edge. Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals is upon us, and we could not be more excited about it. We've got the Nashville Predators heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins. So let's dive right in. Let's start breaking this series down, seeing how these teams stack up against one another, see if we can pick out a winner or just some good bets in general. So dive right in here with the first point. The Nashville Predators were the 16th ranked playoff seed coming into these playoffs. So they were ranked dead last, a Predators team that's no stranger to being an underdog, and they're in that role again here. The odds makers have listed Pittsburgh as quite a heavy favorite here in the Stanley Cup Finals, and to tell you the truth, I kind of agree with them. It starts here with this second point. The Nashville Predators are only 2-8 in their last 10 meetings versus these Pittsburgh Penguins, so they're definitely going to have to change something drastically in the way they play this Penguins team if they're going to want to have any success going forward in this series. But I really think they're going to be in tough. If you just look at the experience alone, definitely on the side of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pens have 156 combined games of Stanley Cup Finals experience on their roster. When you look at the Nashville Predators roster, only 5 combined games of Stanley Cup Finals experience, and they're all attributed to their captain, Mike Fisher. So there's definitely a lack of experience in terms of Stanley Cup Finals, at least, on this Nashville squad, and I really think that's going to take them some time to get acclimated to. I mean, whether it's your first Super Bowl, first NBA Finals, or first Stanley Cup Final, it just takes a bit of adjusting. I mean, the lights are a little bit brighter. The pressure is definitely a little bit more intense. And it's definitely something I've seen across sports. Teams that just haven't been there, it takes them a little while to kind of get going in these situations. It's just something new that they haven't been able to deal with. Diving deeper into the matchup here, if we just look at the offensive side of the coin, in my opinion, this is strength versus weakness. If you look at the Pittsburgh Penguins forward group, especially down the middle of the ice, I mean, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, John Cullen, your fourth-line center. In my opinion, the deepest set of forwards across the league here in hockey. And coming into this finals, I would say this is Nashville's greatest weakness, so to speak, with their number one center, Ryan Johansson, on the shelf for the entirety of this series. And their number 2 center, their captain, Mike Fisher, also dealing with an eye injury, and he has definitely not been at his best so far in the 2017 Stanley Cup Finals. Playoffs. So they're going to have to figure something out to go against this this great group of centers here on the Pittsburgh Penguins side of the puck. Because as I said, in my opinion, the deepest set of forwards here in hockey. So Nashville's going to be in tough there, corralling that group of forwards, and I'm just not sure how they're going to be able to do it. If we look at the defensive side of the coin, though, this is Nashville's. This is where they hang their hat. Their bread and butter. As I was saying, Pittsburgh has the deepest set of forwards in the NHL. Nashville has the deepest set of defensemen in the NHL there with PK Subban, Roman Josi, Ryan Ellis, Matthias Ekholm, just studs on the back end for the Nashville Predators. They definitely are going to get the check mark here in terms of defense. So this is going to be the push and pull here as this series goes along. Kind of Pittsburgh's forward set versus Nashville's defensive group, and kind of I think whoever can win that battle is going to win this series. But so far, we're 1-1 here in terms of offense and defense. So we're going to have to kind of peel a few more layers of the onion back, so to speak, to get to a winner. So just looking at the special team side of things, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins definitely get the check mark here. If you look at the power play percentage, 23% success rate for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It has definitely been a weapon for this Pens group so far in the playoffs. in my opinion, what got them through that Game 7 in Ottawa. They got a much-needed power play goal late in that game to go ahead. You just cannot go one man down against this Pens group. When they throw Crosby and Malkin and Kessel all out there together, you are in trouble. That is for sure. So Nashville's going to have to stay out of the box. If we look at time spent on the penalty kill, both of these teams fairly even, right there in the middle of the pack in the NHL. So neither team undisciplined, but I think it's going to be even more pertinent for the Nashville Predators to stay out of the box for all the reasons we just listed. And the PK percentage, very, very similar there. I mean, just within a few decimal points. So as a whole, we're going to give that check mark to the Pittsburgh Penguins. When we look at the goaltending, I also think the Pittsburgh Penguins get this check mark as well. Matt Murray, definitely the more rested, fresher goalie coming into these Stanley Cup finals. As you see here, Pekka Rinne has played all 16 games for the Nashville Predators. There is a reason that coaches do not play their starting goalie this many games in a row in the regular season. They don't want their goalies to burn out. You want to give them some rest. And obviously in the playoffs, you do not have that luxury. But I would not be surprised to see the wear and tear kind of catch up with Pekka Rinne as this series goes along. And you just can't say that for Matt Murray. He's only played 4 games here so far in the NHL playoffs. He's fresh, he's rested, and he's finding his stride. And the numbers definitely seem to kind of tip in his favor also. If you look at just the win-loss here, the percentage is the same, but Matt Murray only with 1 loss looks a little more impressive. He gets a nod here in the goals against. He's got a slight edge here in the save percentage. And I listed the shutouts 2-1 here for Pekka Rinne, but he's played 3 times the amount of games. So in a percentage kind of thing there, I think Matt Murray gets the edge there also. So I'd rather have Murray here than Rinne, but definitely maybe splitting hairs. 2 great goalies. But if you just look at these points as a whole, I definitely think Pittsburgh getting way more check marks here than the Nashville Predators. So that's the side I'm going to side with in the finals. I love the Pittsburgh Penguins to get it done. If you just look at elite athletes when they get to the finals in their sport, whether it's Sidney Crosby, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tom Brady, you name it, these gentlemen usually leave or go home with the hardware when they make it to the finals. It's very rare you see a generational athlete make it to the finals in their sport and get beaten. So I'm going to side here with Sid the Kid and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think they're going to get it done here against the Nashville Predators. I think they're the better side, and that Ryan Johansson injury on the Nashville Predators side of the coin, I just think it's going to be too much for them to overcome going against Sid the Kid and Evgeny Malkin night after night. So our best bets here for this series, or at least game 1, we'll go through them really quickly. I love the Pittsburgh Penguins game series double. It pays 2.25. You're getting great value. If you think they're going to win game 1, they're most likely going to win the series. Instead of laying the 60 cents for them just to win the series, I think you go game 1 and series double. I'm throwing 3 units there on that play. I absolutely love the Penguins in this series, and I can't see them losing game 1 for all the reasons we listed here. I mean, they have the top 3 scorers in the postseason in Malkin, Crosby, and Kessel. Matt Murray, fresh and rested. They've got all the experience, and they're 5-1, the Penguins, when playing on 3 or more days rest. So I think it's looking great for them in game 1 and the series. I'm throwing 3 units at that, and I will also be on the under in game 1 and pretty much every game in the series until further notice. Game 1's usually a feeling out process. Starts really slow. You might also want to look at laying an under in the first period. No one's going to want to make that first mistake, and I can't see the pace being too high either. And second point here, the under 8-1 in the Penguins' last 9 Stanley Cup Finals games. Stanley Cup Finals usually closely contested, tight-checking games. And since 2004-2005 lockout, only 2 Stanley Cup Finals have averaged better than 5.5 goals for their entirety. So that definitely looks like it's going to work out well for these bets also. So Pittsburgh Penguins game series double, 3 units on that bet, and 1 unit on under 5.5 in game 1, and most likely every game going forward. So those are our best bets for the series. We really hope this video helps any selection you guys are thinking of making. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Good night and good luck.
Oh, yeah. I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat, you know, and drop some smooth lyrics. 'Cause it's 88. Time to set a